What I've got here today are some nude magnetic cat eye polishes from Puente that I picked up off of Aliexpress. And I'm going to check them out with the nail design and see how they compare to my Esvy nude cat eyes. I've already got swatches for my Esvy polishes, which I really loved. These nude cat eyes are gorgeous. So let's see how they are in comparison to these cheap little guys here. So I got this 3-piece set along with the magnet off of AliExpress for just about 10 bucks Canadian. So that works out to just over $3 a bottle, comparable to the Esvy, which were about 20 some dollars a bottle. By the time I got them into Canada, it was probably quite a bit more. Of course, they're 15 mils, so they're twice the size. These are 7.5. Still, 2 of these would have been less than 8 bucks. And the Esvy is obviously much more expensive. Let's see how they swatch. So they're very clear, not a whole lot of magnet power going on in there. Of course, I'll do 2 coats just to see how that builds up. So here they are, all finished and top coated. They turned out really nice. And a couple of them are very, very, very close to a couple of the Esvy nails. So I think I'll use this color here, and I'll try out one of each and see how they look. I do feel like the Puente was maybe a little more watery, but I am going to try and do a side-by-side swatch comparison and see if there's a noticeable difference. It did seem a little watery and patchy, but that may have been the case with the Esvy as well, and I just don't recall at this point, so we'll check it out. So I'm going to start by putting a milky white base, just to give it a little something to build over. This one I'm using the Puente brand. Now with that milky white base, I do feel pretty certain that you could get away with just one coat coverage with these. They are super sheer, so without something underneath, if you're doing it on a clear tip, then I would probably want to go with the second layer. But with the milky base, you don't necessarily have to build that up. They are a very sheer look though, which is kind of what they're supposed to be. They're very, very delicate looking. But I did want to build up the base so that I could see what kind of a difference there was. Here it is with the Esvy brand. And I am noticing that both brands have that patchy quality. So the milk base underneath most definitely helps out with that and makes that patchiness a little bit less noticeable. I'm just going in with that black hole cat eye effect for both of them so that they're equally comparable, and just to set up for the chrome art technique that I want to try out with them next. So topping each of them off with a no wipe top coat that does well with chrome. While they are slightly different colors, this one being the Puente, this one being the Esvy, they have very similar results, just the shades a bit different, seeing as how they're not the exact same color. But there does not seem to be any difference as far as the coverage or the magnetic strength or anything really. So next step is adding some chromes. You know, when I first started trying out these liquid chromes, I just wasn't a huge fan. I found that for full coverage, I was finding them a bit too spotty and I would have to reapply over and over. But I've kind of gotten better with the application of using the sponge. I really like using them over this kind of thing because it is quicker and easier to just grab a liquid chrome to play with. And they turned out essentially identical. No difference here. So my take on this, there really isn't any difference. Not a noticeable enough one to pay 3 times the price for this guy here. If you don't already have some, check out these cheap nude magnetic cat eye gels from Puente. If you are interested in checking out any of the products that I test or review, remember to hit up the description below for any of my affiliate links, as using those will help support my channel and bring more great content. Thanks guys! And I hope you enjoyed watching them swatched and doing a design with them. Until next time, don't forget to love your nails. Bye!